Hello, Internet! So nice to see you. So, I'm always surprised how people think that music theory is mostly scale, chords, harmony, and all these kind of things. I mean, those things are important, and I teach them, and I have courses on them. So, I mean, definitely far from me to say that those things are not important or not useful. But there is a lot to be said about rhythm. There is a lot to be said about how music theory can help you with your rhythmic abilities and especially with your rhythm creativity. Okay, so I want to share you a little glimpse of that. I want to give you an idea on what music theory can do for rhythms for you right now. Okay, so let's say we have this scenario. Let's say you have a riff or a lick or something. The very least that music theory can and should be able to do for you is to take this lick and make this rhythm better or at least different, but still feel like it's related to the first lick. So essentially create variation. That's standard and legit use of music theory when you compose something or when you improvise. And this thing is typically not too hard to do, at least if you practice it and internalize it so that you can do it in real time sometimes when you improvise. Now, I'm going to show you this little technique, and I'm going to show you a lesson where I was explaining this technique. So first I'm going to show you the lesson. Then we're going to come back here in the studio and I'm going to show you how this translates on a whiteboard. So you're going to see exactly what am I doing. Grab your guitar. Okay, don't do this without a guitar. Grab your guitar, try to follow along. It's much easier to learn music if you have an instrument in your hand. Okay, now the rhythm of this lick is excellent. I love it. It's a very nice rhythm. Huh? It's excellent. It's not. Okay. It's not, to make a famous example, which is a great riff, but the rhythm is. Okay. And indeed, when other people play this song, they tend to put some variation. But anyway, I'm not going to that. Okay. Your rhythm is excellent. It's already recognizable, okay? Again, not in this case, but most great riffs have a very recognizable rhythm, okay? To prove that, I'm gonna clap a riff and you guys tell me what it is. Put it in the chat once you recognize it. Yep, already. Good. In the chat, Iron Man, okay? You don't even need the notes. The rhythm is so good, the rhythm is so recognizable, people already hear it, okay? Yeah. Your riff has already a good rhythm. Great. And now we change it, okay? If you know how to write music, like read and write music, do you know how to?
Yeah.
That's great, because you write this down and then you can shift the whole riff a quarter note later or earlier, or better, an eighth note earlier or later.
Ah, okay.
Or you reverse the whole thing. Notice you can reverse the rhythm but leave the notes the same.
Oh, yeah, I get you.
You see what I mean? So
yeah.
The order in which you play A, B, C, D, G, whatever stays the same, but you invert, you retrograde technically, the duration of every note. So if the last note was long, now the first note is long. The last note was short, now the first note is short, and so on and so forth, okay? why do we do this in writing? Because doing this stuff in your mind is practically impossible. Okay?
Yeah, I'm just trying to do it in my mind. Just calm
Right,
down.
right. It's like, whoa. So, so that's a good reason to know how to read music. Okay,
Yeah.
when you guys are out of ideas, start learning how to read music and do these kind of little tricks. Or you can take the notes inside the bar and change their order or change the order only of the rhythm and see where this takes you. Okay. So in that case, again, I cannot really retrograde the rhythm in my mind. Okay, but if your rhythm was, I will change this way. Okay, it's not really the retrograde, but it's close to it. Okay, because before you were doing, and now you do. It's in the same style, but it's different.
Yeah.
Some licks start to sound better when you double up. You add some double notes here and there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Again, those are variations that you're going to use throughout the song. Right now, you're not trying to find the perfect version of the lick. You're trying to find different version of the lick that you can use at the beginning, at the end, in the middle, or to create a longer version of the riff so that it's not always the same thing repeated.
Yeah. Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
So those are a few ideas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, so here's what's happening. The original riff has this rhythm here that you see right now. But what happens if we take those 4 rhythmic units and we change their order? Now attention, what I'm going to do, I'm changing the order of those rhythmic units. The order of the notes doesn't change. Their duration changes, their length changes. So I could rewrite this riff by changing the order of those rhythmic units this way. And it will sound this way. But I could also change the order in this other way. I have one final combination possible, which is this one. It's the same riff as before, and yet it sounds different. Now, you can take 2 of those variations and put them back to back, or you can use them, as I was saying, in different positions in the song. So this is a very, very simple technique, bare bones, but really functional when you want to get something different rhythmically from your playing. And of course, as I was saying before, rhythm is important. Other things are important too, scales are important too, chords are important too, harmony is important too. And sometimes the best bang for your buck is to study many of those things at the same time. But if I had to pick one thing that really is the best bang for your buck, it's usually harmony, because harmony is what you see around in the explanation of harmony. It's pretty poor in general, and most of the songs we listen to have very simple chords. When we can do way more than that, and we can do way more than that in 2 different ways. We can either make the chord progression more complex, which is a great way, or we can take the simple chord progression but find different and better ways of playing the simple chord progression. So take the old 3-chord pop songs or 4-chord pop song, but make them sound much better, make them sound like $1 million. And learning those 2 things really helps you as a guitar player. If you're interested in that, I have a course. I wrote a course over that. It's called Complete Chord Mastery, and in there we see all the theory about all this, but applied to the fretboard directly. And especially there are specific lessons in that explain to you how to take this chord progression and how to play them in a guitaristic way. So to sound like a guitar player, to create specific styles of guitar playing using those chord progression, starting just from the chord progression and creating these guitar parts. If you're interested in that, click on the link on the top right. It will take you right there and you can read everything about all that. And if you like this video, smash on that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Please click on notification, because if you don't, YouTube will never let you know when I put up a new video. It's a strange system, honestly, YouTube. You should change that. If people are subscribed, they should know when I put up a new video. But right now, this is the way. Just click on that notification bell so YouTube will let you know. Now, this is Tommaso Zilio of musictheoryforguitar.com, and until next time, enjoy.